All right, Shalom. This is a brother Nahalia from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwak, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is the name of the one they ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is the name of the one they ignorantly call Jesus. Bahashem is in the name. Rakah is spirit, Kodash is holy, Akyam is brothers, Akwat is sisters. Shalom means peace, and Yashar Allah is Israel in ancient Paleo Hebrew. All right, I want to go into a lesson through the spirit, on the will of Yahweh Shai. All right, and ultimately, you have to submit yourself to the will of Yahweh Shai. All right, this is Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. All right, and this is why it's often said that knowing you're an Israelite is not necessarily the finish line, because you also have to submit yourself to the will of the Lord. You have a lot of Israelites who deep down inside don't want this kingdom to fall. Who deep down inside want to build some type of infrastructure here. Whether it's 2/3 of our people and they of the circumcision, who will tell you openly that Yahweh Shai is coming back, but when you look at their actions, they're not really submitting themselves to the will of Yahweh Shai. All right, and this is why this is important. It's not as much about them as it is about the understanding of what we're a part of. It reminds me of Matthew the 16th chapter. All right, when the Lord said this to men who knew that they were Israelites. All right, this is Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he should show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it shall be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? And these were Israelites. All right, because one of the most important things about the signs of the times is we understand that according to prophecy, the Lord's pleasure will be done. We don't know the exact day, we don't know the exact minute or hour, but we know roughly the time that we're in according to prophecy. That's why the scriptures talk about measuring the time diligently within itself. And ultimately that goes back to submitting yourself to the will of Yahweh Shai. Understanding what his will is. The Lord's will is to destroy this society. The fashion of this world is going to pass away. And those who have been rebellious concerning 2/3 of our people, and the other nations for that matter, are going to receive a judgment. The Lord's going to respond to all the wickedness that's been done in the earth. And it's going to be a display of power. These are a part of the will of the Lord. The MOTB coming down and being made mandatory. It's not just about understanding your Israel, but it's also about understanding what the will of Yahweh Shai is. What is the Lord's intention for the earth? And spiritually, Lord willing, being able to submit to that will. When you think about 2/3 of our people, when they hear this message, it doesn't sound like rest to them, because they're searching for rest in all the wrong places. All right, which takes me to Jeremiah 50. We, Lord willing, right? We rest in the will of Yahweh Shai. So when we see things like the police brutality, when we see the elections, none of that really stirs us, because we understand what the will of the Lord is. This is why the scriptures say knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. All right, this is Jeremiah 50:6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All right, and that takes me to this. All right, this is it's like your 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 And I want to start at verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled, rest with us. Now, the reason I bring this out after Jeremiah 50 and 6 is because our people reject that rest. They reject the will of the Lord. And a big part of the will of the Lord is vengeance. What's been done to us as a nation of people is going to be recompensed on those nations that have touched us, chiefly the so-called white man, who is biblically Esau. That is a part of the will of the Lord. You got 2/3 of our people who think that their life is going to be saved, or our nation is going to be saved by getting a business or getting some kind of infrastructure inside the Esau system. You're going against the will of the Lord. And your hope is in vain ultimately, because as the scriptures say, there is no counsel against the Lord. And that's why it says, ye that are troubled, rest with us. Because 2/3 of our people, as much as they try to avoid it, they're in trouble. They're restless. Because this is the only rest. This is the only way you can truly rest is in Yahweh Shema Shai. The only way you're going to have peace as an Israelite on the planet is the peace that Yahweh Shai can give to you. And what do we rest in? We rest in the will of the Lord. We rest in the understanding that the Lord is going to destroy the system and that he's going to save the elect. And we hope and pray that we are a part of that number. And this is, when you look at it from that perspective through the Spirit, understanding what the will of the Lord is, it's easy to see why you have so much division. You know, you have so much, so many camps that are in a mode of mirth. Because they see the will, but they don't really understand. They hear the will of the Lord, but they don't really understand it. You know, it's almost like they're saying in their spirit, that day is afar off. And it's based on their conduct. You know, as Peter said, what manner of persons ought ye to be? You know, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. We understand that the elements are going to melt with fervent heat. That the Lord is coming to prove a point. And that's a fearful thing when you really think about the details of what the Lord said about this time that we're coming into. Dead bodies from one end of the earth to the other. What manner of persons ought ye to be if you take these things serious? And this is why we understand through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai that we are to be as pilgrims on the earth, right? But that starts in the Spirit. You know, that starts in what you're attached to. Where your treasure is, there's your heart also. And if your treasure is the will of the Lord, then you understand the times that we're in. You know, and it's going to move you with a sense of urgency. Which reminds me of Apostle Gabar's statement that he says often. You know, understanding what you're a part of. All right, matter of fact, let's go here. It's Romans 8 and 16, and it reads, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Shema Shai. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahweh Shema Shai, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Because a part of the will of the Lord is understanding that this isn't our rest. This isn't our kingdom. And when you understand that, you don't try so hard to create a generational wealth or, you know, have a optimistic future about Babylon the Great, which is America, because you understand the will of the Lord. This is why Isaiah 33 and 6 says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. If you were to go into Walmart and things would turn up in Walmart, or you hear something on the news about World War III, it wouldn't stir you as much as the average person, because they're not looking for those things. They're not looking for those things to come upon the earth, because they've heard the will of the Lord, but they reject it. They don't believe it will happen, though it be told to them. And that's a part of prophecy. But for those who understand that through the Spirit, no matter where you are in Babylon the Great, when shit hits the fan, you know where it's coming from. You understand what the will of the Lord is. And we have faith in that. Not just in the judgment, but also in the salvation. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. Matter of fact, I want to go back to Ephesians 5. So this is Ephesians 5 again. And I'm going to jump down to, I'm going to continue. I'm going to read this again. Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that you walk circumspectly. You know what? Let's start here. Let's start up. Lord willing. Let's start at 6. Ephesians 5 and 6. And it reads, let no man deceive you with vain words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. For ye were sometimes darkness. But now are ye the light. Slakia, now are ye light in the world. Walk as children of the light. All right. So we're not in darkness concerning what the Lord is going to do. We're not in darkness concerning the will of the Lord, his judgments. And that's not a light thing, because you have a lot of Israelites who understand that they're Israel, but they don't understand the will of the Lord, or they refuse to submit themselves to it. You know, the scriptures talk about them saying that day is afar off. You know, you got a lot of Jake that say that in their mind through the Spirit. They don't, you know, they don't want the day of the Lord to come. But for those who do and understand, there's a certain manner of persons. Now, it doesn't mean you just intentionally destroy your life. You know, you intentionally just become negligent. You still have to be responsible for your situation through the Spirit. But ultimately, we understand this is not the end all be all. We understand that the will of the Lord is going to take place in the earth, and we hasten that day. All right, so Lord willing, we be a part of that number. You know, I'm going to end this with saying, Yahweh Shema Shai Barakatah. You know, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. You know, continue to fight, you know, and continue to pray through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.